Hello and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the Noob and I call myself Sansomi. And believe it or not, we're going to start Season 7 with Man Utd. And we're going to be playing in Skybet League 1. We are not that far from the Premier League, but can we even stay up in this division this year? It's going to be interesting to face off against teams like Hull City, like Peterborough. Is there any other that I see as previously kind of big? Bradford City, I remember when they were in the Premier League. Portsmouth, I remember them up there as well. So a couple of big teams, and that's going to be interesting. Now, we're going to struggle financially, of course, because, as you all know, we still don't get a lot of sponsor money, which is kind of weird. We do have a good bank balance at the moment with £2.4 million. I have a transfer budget of 1.6. Now, I don't want to buy any players. I still try to just keep it to signing free transfers, and we're going to go through that in a moment, which players we have brought in and eventually which players we might have been gotten rid of. Now this is interesting as well. Once the improvement of the training facilities was done, I actually asked them to improve it again, and they say yes. So this time it cost us, I think it was 750,000. And of course, you know that you that has followed this save know that that is my number one priority, to get the training facilities up and running as good as possible, so that we can get as much out of our players as possible. So we can see, looking into the facilities here, it says training is below average training facilities. Hopefully we will get up to average once this new improvement is done. But we have loads of things to do with this club. Only 5,500, whereof 2,000 seated, is the capacity for this arena, which is of course far too small if we want to become a bigger club. But it's going to have to take its time, and we're doing what we can in order to become as good as possible in every single way of the game. What else now? Let's go into transfers. We are trying to lend out Christer With and Kasper Utterson. We have finished with another one of those that didn't get a work permit, but I think I have a little better control on getting players lent out now. Both with Kasper and Christer, they are finished to get loaned out, which is very good. So, and then I'm trying to lend Christian Carlson from Swansea, and they want to buy Panikos Valesi, and yeah, he hasn't been getting into the team so far. He's 19, he's a Cypriotic player, and yeah, one of the bids, I think it was from Middlesbrough, was totally worth 1.4 all in all. But then I got an even better bid, which I don't remember what club it was, but it might be said here. Yes, from Brentford, and they want to pay me 1.6 right up front. So that was just too much money to say no to, both of them, of course. So yeah, since I don't use him, I thought it was, well, my plan was, of course, to use him, but I think he hadn't developed in the way I wanted him to just yet. But yeah, And then I'm trying to lend out Potts, Matthews, and Richard, and you're all going to see why. Let's go into transfer history and let's go back to the end of last season. I think we were at Indiana Valesiv, or maybe even Tony Bailey, a goalkeeper. Very, very, very promising goalkeeper, which I snapped up for £1,500 from Western Supermare. I feel that he feels like the potential here is high. So I think he's going to be something good. And Harry Sims, an attacking midfielder, 16 years of age as well. Very high on the potential ability here in Stars. A bit sad that he doesn't have a better determination, but yeah, I still think that he's got something to that could give us. So yeah, and a couple of players going out. I think Kyle Armstrong was in the January window. Yes, it was, and both of them were in the January window as well. All of that was there, January, February. So yeah. So we go into what we have brought in this season as well. Martin Turney, one of those under 23 that they released. Liverpool released him, so I snapped him up on a free transfer, hoping that he will become something good. Lam Mackenzie, I think it was the same deal there. They release him and we snap him up on a free transfer. And then we have Alan Gonzalez, which West Ham released on a free transfer. So we brought him in, looking like he's got some really good potential as well. So yeah, Nicky Curry, which left Wolves, and we snapped him up on a free transfer. Looks quite good. And then we have Jordan Marwood, which Tottenham released, and he looked like he's got some good numbers, so we snapped him up as well. And then we've loaned Chris Proser, Neil Moore, and look at this, Eddie Patry. We got to lend back Eddie Patry this year, so that's a good signing, I think. But I'm going to play him as the target man up there. So, and we got this one as a free transfer. A reject from Arsenal, a right midfielder that I'm having a lot of hopes for. I think he's been playing quite good in the training games that we played and stuff like that. So yeah, high hopes on that one as well. And I think that's all we brought in. Loads of them. Sorry about this. Oh, I am a bit tired today. We have sold or lent out Sam Thomas. Paul Bonder is out on loan to Dulwich Hamlet. I still have a lot of hope that he will become a good player. I think he was a reject from Manchester United as well. From there under 23. So I'm still hoping that he will become a good player. I've managed to lend out Xavier Bartele, and hopefully we could get a work permit for him once he gets back from there. I managed to lend out Matt Bidstrup to Ferencvárosi, and Jack Marriott is sold. I've lent out Glenn Wade, Casper Otterson, and Krista Whiff, and there's another couple of players following them that is going to be lent out. And I think we have a good squad, but if we're going to be good enough to play in this division, I really don't know. We're just going to have to see. Take every day as it comes along. All I know for sure now is that we have too many players. We need to get rid of a couple. But first of all, I need to find out which player I want to get rid of. Like, I know that I need to get rid of Emil Hayes. He has lost. He was a star player down in Vanarama and was a good substitute in League 2, but now I just don't feel that he's good enough to play for us, so we would like to get rid of him, of course. But yeah, I think there's not much more to say about stuff like that. The training are going quite well. Let's see if we can't edit and let him, yeah, he's going to continue with the way it is. You can see that we really could use a couple of more coaches. Let's see, the staff does not, they don't allow me to. So let's make another staff coaches allowed in Welling United. Can only hope that they will give us the opportunity to sign a couple of more coaches, because as you could see, they are very, very heavily strained in their, you can see here, heavy, very heavy, very heavy, very heavy, heavy, and very heavy. So they do need, the fitness is on light though. Or light and average, and because for strength, but I don't think we are making, we don't have a lot of fitness training at the moment now that the season has started to come. And stop shooting is on average, but we do have a heavy load, and it's led by me. All right, handling and distribution on, yeah. So we could use a couple of more coaches. We're just going to have to see if they will allow us to do that. Now, I don't know if there's much more to go through before we play that only game of this episode. Since it is a pre-season episode where we just go through what has happened and stuff like that. I think we're going to go and see in schedules and take a look at the pre-season games, where we haven't actually lost, even though we have faced off against teams like Aston Villa, Barnet, Notts County, Sutton United, Aston Villa, and Swindon Town. Now, the Aston Villa game, I think we were 2-0 behind at half-time, and we turned that game around. Yeah, 70, 40, 48, 50, 73, no, 75. Yeah, we were 2-0 down. Everything looked really dim, and I just said, well, of course we're going to lose against Aston Villa. They're a Premier League team. But then in the second half, something just went okay with everything, and we turned that game around. So, good pre-season. And now we're in for the very first game of this season, and it's our very first real game. The League 2 game against Walsall, which is going to kick off this season. I don't know if we're going to be able to do something great this season. We are in 4 competitions, League 1, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Papa John's Trophy. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see if we can keep ourselves in a good position to stay in this division. Let's go into it and let's see if we can have a season preview. Where are we? We are actually supposed to end up in 13th position. I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't have believed that. That's actually kind of cool that they believe in us that much. Actually, I'm kind of impressed that they believe in us that much. And yeah, the stadiums were pretty far down when it comes to, I think it is capacity. Yep, its capacity that they are sorting it after. The Valley for Charlton is with the highest amount, and then it's KCOM Stadium for Hull City that is in the second place. And you can see, and we were way down in 22nd place with our 5,500 spectators or attendance capacity. So interesting. I'm hoping that it will be a good season for us. The most important thing is, of course, that we can keep our job. Now, the vision for this season: play defensive, solid football. That's going to be hard, but they're pleased with it so far. But yeah, make the most of the set pieces. I'm going to have to do a lot more when it comes to set pieces. I'm going to see if I can't do some plans in between this episode and the next episode, where I try to do some set pieces, combinations and stuff like that. Play high tempo pressing football. They're pleased with that. Play direct football. They're pleased with that. Work within wage budget. They were on course. End of current season. League One. Fight bravely against relegation. That's what I'm hoping as well. FA Cup reach second round minimum. That's going to be tough, but yeah, not impossible. Be competitive in the Carabao Cup. Interesting as well. And my contract runs out this season. Let's hope I can get a new contract, because we all know if I get sacked, or if my contract, if they don't renew my contract, the game is over. This series is over, which would be sad. I think we built a very interesting team and everything, so I am hoping to be able to keep my job, of course, but it all depends on how good we actually get started in this division. If we don't win any games in the start of the season, there is, of course, a big chance that I won't get a new contract, maybe even get sacked before my contract is over. So, yeah. And as I said, with the financial situation, £2.5 million, expecting to get another $1 million for the sale of that Cypriotic player. Our dev center has this to say about our players. So, and there he is, Panathinaikos Valenci. Could become a star player and a potential lot better than Tyler Morton. So, he does have an extreme talent for my team, but £1.6 million is way too much to say no, and they would just have kept coming, and the board would have stepped up eventually. And yeah, so just happy to get that deal on its way. I think we've gone through everything we can now. I think it's time for us to get to this first game and see what we can put on the pitch. Of course, we're going to put our emphasis on Toby Egan this season as well. Hopefully Tony Bailey will be a very, very good goalkeeper in the future, which will help us a lot, because Jonathan Mitchell is not going to, doesn't seem to be wanting to sign a new contract, and he's 31. So yeah, if we get to keep our job for the next season, I would like to have him in my team, of course. Right defender, I'm going to go with Jude Russell. And then in the center of the defense here, I have a couple of ways to go. We want Charlie Wiggett, don't we? But I think we want Neil Moore to play in that position, because it's central defense. That's what they want him to play, United. Then we have Wiggett there. And as a left defender, we have this new Nicky Curry. And then as a right midfielder, we all know who that was. This Gethin Fulks, the new player from Arsenal. Defensively, yeah, I think it's going to be tough for those midfield situations. Daniel Adset, I feel that he's too good to be taking out of the team. So Paris Maghoma might be on the bench because I want Jordan Marwood to play that defensive role. So we give Daniel Adset the offensive, so to speak. And then at the left, we have Martin Tierney, the new player from Liverpool. That reject from Liverpool, I should say. And up front, I'm playing Eddie Petrie together with Chris Proser. So nice to have Petrie back in the team. So yeah, I was happy that I got to lend him. Now we want something to be able to play in the defense. We can own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 7 substitutes. Finally, that's good. Then we can. I will go for something like, let's see, Oliver Newton, and then a left defender. Who do we get to play? We have Terenzi. Maybe we'll even have Thaka as our third. No, Lamb Mackenzie should be as a defensive. So then we have Paris Maghoma, and we want somebody that can play hopefully left and right midfield. No, we don't have anybody that can do that. That's a bit of a shame. Then we go with Gray McCauley, and we go with Corey Andrews as our attacking substitution. So Victor Akinwale will miss out on starting today. This is the team. These are the players that will play today. Let's hope that we can get a result out of this. We really could use a good start of the season. So let's just kick off this game and see where we can go. And let's submit numbers. Let's see, go to match. Do we have, yes, I did play with sound last time I played. That's good. Here we go. You can see our lineup. Dressing room, let's pump our fist. Show me what you can do, lads. Let's kick off. Let's skip. And let's get the game on the way. So, first game of the 7th season. And we are newly promoted to this League One. And, oh, Russell, what did you do? Penalty for Walsall. Oh, I hope this doesn't sit. Healy? Is that the old United striker? No, I don't think his name was Jack. But was it? I thought it was something with D Healy, but let's see. I want to find out about that. No, it's not the old United. I don't know if he's even playing still. Why is that window so distorted? Oh well. Here's Curry. Oh, sorry. Adset. Marwood. No. No. Curry get it. Turney. Adset. Try to find Proser, but their goalkeeper is there. Seems like we have gotten something going on at the moment. We're not playing really bad, or are we? Here they... Ooh, what a shot! That was surprisingly. And that one is supposed to be up there as well. Like that, yes. Now I saw some Webster here. George Webster's nothing. And I think it was Webber, the old United striker, that I was thinking about. It's interesting to find old United youth talent players that from the time when I really followed United, like James Wilson. I found him signing for Shrewsbury, I think it was. This. Now let's see here. Oh, good effort from us. Come on, Welling. We can do this. We need to make a comeback here. Here's Folks. Here's Marwood. Here's Adshead. Here's Proser. Petrie. Back to Proser. Proser shoots! It's a scoring! And it's Chris Proser has brought us back into this game. It's 1-1. Thank you, man. Olay, olay, olay. I think this 7th season will be a very important season for us. And for me personally, because my contract is up. And as we talked about earlier, so I really need the team to perform in a way that they allow me to sign a new contract with the club. So that, oh, let's see here. Oh, Petrie, so close to scoring there. Holy moly. Because as I said, I want to take the Welling United, I want to take them to the Premier League. But the question is, can I do it? I've been lucky so far. But luck can only bring us so far. We'll have to see what we can do here. I really want to be a Premier League team with Welling. That would be a really, really nice thing. Let's see here. Let's get into the dressing room. Let's pump our fist. Let's continue to work hard, because that's what we need to do. We are in League One. And, yeah. I want things to work out here as well. It would have been great. Let's see if I can shout and demand more, because it doesn't happen. There's not much happening at the moment. Let's see here. Adshead with a corner. No, doesn't. Tito is on the counter-attack here now. This doesn't look good. He gets the ball in. Thomas is there, and it's 2-1 to Walsall. Dang it. That was not good. Oh, come on. Russell again. We need to find a better right defender, it seems like. Nah, I shouldn't be talking like that. Let's do... Okay, we didn't... Oh, let's see. Curry, no. Webster. George Thomas. Or Thomas? I don't... Where did I get George from? With George Webster, wasn't it? Egan grabbing that ball, though. That's good. Hoisting it up far towards Petrie. He gets it on, but Proser is nowhere near that ball. And, yeah, don't really know what to do at the moment, to be honest. I'm thinking maybe I should bring in Maghoma. There's Proser, though. Proser, just outside. I think we're going to bring on Maghoma there. Neil Moore hasn't been playing very well today. Maybe we should bring in Lamb there, then. Curry has not been good either, so let's make him, and let's bring in Tarenci, and then we have done all our changes. So let's see what that can do for us. Doesn't seem to help. Let's raise the tempo a bit. Let's go with that. We need to do something to try and get this game, get a control, get a point. 2,840 attendance today anyway. That's a good amount of attendance, but dang it, we didn't want to lose our very first game in League One. But it looks like we're going to do. Yes, we lost the very first game of the season. A bit disappointing. And I don't really know if we are good enough to play in this division. That's going to be, I think we're going to have a struggling season this season. But it's about time. I mean, we thought we were going to struggle all the way since we got into National League. But for some strange reason, we have had some great luck with the signings that we've done and everything. So we have managed to get a new team that has been competitive for that league that we have reached. But the question is, will we be that lucky again? Or have we reached a point where we need to slow things down and start building anew, so to speak? The board did not want me to sign any more coaches, which is very disappointing. I'm going to discuss it with the board. Let's go for a discussion like that. Yeah, let's do like that. We believe the club is already attractive. Okay. Fans are behind me. Okay. Well, let's go with the ambition. We reject the notion. I'm going to insist. And then I'm going to accept then. There's not much I can do. I don't want to threaten because I don't want to lose my job. The job here at Welling is too important for me. And this was a really, really disappointing meeting that we couldn't get the coaches that we wanted so that they could be having an easier time. I think that the next part is perhaps to I mean, we can go into training here and we go into units. We could try to get rid of players from this, like for example, I don't know if we can, yeah, we can sort of put players down in the under 23 and stuff, like Alfie Matthews. He's not even registered, so why have him in this thingamajig? Stuart Blackett, isn't he already in the under 23, I think? So maybe you can see Oliver Newton is there. Let's take him away. And Sonny, let's take him away. Offensive, we have Blackett, take him away. And we have Luke Collins. But at the same time, I hate this, because those are players that I have really high hopes and I really want to train them myself in order for them to become better. I mean, we also have Tony Bailey here, but I think I want to keep him up there. Now I'm going to try this for a little short while, and we're going to go into here and ask to assign. It didn't happen. It didn't help at all. Still, as well, it went down to heavy from very heavy here, I think. No, it didn't. Did it? It's not. It's just the same. So this is a bit annoying, as I'm pretty sure that you agree with. Let's have a assistant looking over that. So I did thought that we were going to get a better training situation with that. Now this is the standard one, so I need to change a lot of these as well. I'm going to do that off camera as well, because I have what should I say? I have a weekly schedule that I've taken from Sealand, the YouTuber Sealand. I can recommend his channel. He has a series on how to do training, and I do change around like goalkeeping so that there's 4 different to choose from, and I usually rotate around on them, and I rotate around on the attacking and the defense, because as it is now, this is not going to train any defensive, because defending from a front, they are attacking players that are having use of that. So we really shouldn't be having, because then to train the defender, we should have like this, attacking overlaps, and then we have strikers or attacking units are training in that one, and defensive units are training in this one, and then we have going around here on this goalkeeping situation there. So I sort of go a bit around them on those things. So yeah, but I'm going to do that off camera. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I did, even though we lost the game. It's been interesting to starting season 7. I did not believe that we were going to be this strong, and we'll draw all teams here. We've get a group with Brighton's under 23. We get Cheltenham, Swindon Town again. So an interesting group, I guess. But yeah, as I said, we're into season 7. I didn't believe that we were going to get to this point, to be honest. I believe that most likely that I would have been sacked by this season, or at least maybe fight, top situation in the Vanarama League. But we have reached League 1. We have 2 promotions to go, and we could be in the Premier League. But who knows if we'll ever get those promotions. But we're going to be fighting for them, and I think it's going to be an interesting season. I do believe that we are going to be lucky if we can stay in this division this season. I don't have very high hopes on reaching anywhere near the playoff situation or promotion. I just hope we can stay away from the relegation positions, and that will make me happy enough. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that nice stuff. And I'd like to thank all the people that are subscribed to the channel. Very nice of you. And if you're not, I hope you subscribe to me now. And I want you to stay safe and have fun out there in this dangerous world. And I'll just end with bye 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 bye.